Ah, the role of the United Nations, UN, and other international organizations. Introduction. In the complex and interconnected world of the 21st century, international organizations play a crucial role in maintaining global order, fostering cooperation, addressing transnational challenges, and promoting peace, security, and development. Among these, the United Nations UN stands as the most prominent and comprehensive organization, serving as a global platform for dialogue and action. Alongside the UN, a wide array of international organizations, both intergovernmental and non-governmental, contribute significantly to international governance. These organizations vary in scope, mandate, and influence, but collectively, they function as key agents in managing international affairs. This paper explores the multifaceted role of the UN and other international organizations by examining their functions, achievements, and challenges across various domains, including peace and security, human rights, economic development, humanitarian assistance, and environmental sustainability. It also considers the growing complexity of global governance and the evolving nature of international cooperation in the face of emerging global threats. 1. The United Nations structure and core functions. 1.1 Founding and objectives. The United Nations was founded in 1945 after the devastation of the Second World War, with the primary objective of preventing future conflicts and promoting international peace and cooperation. The UN Charter outlines its core purposes to maintain international peace and security, develop friendly relations among nations, achieve international cooperation in solving global problems, and promote respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. 1.2 Organizational structure. The UN is comprised of 6 principal organs. The General Assembly, a deliberative body, where all member states are represented equally. The Security Council, responsible for maintaining international peace and security, with 5 permanent members, P5 holding veto power. The Economic and Social Council, ECOSOC, coordinates economic, social, and related work. The International Court of Justice, ICJ, settles legal disputes between states. The Secretariat carries out the day-to-day work of the UN, headed by the Secretary-General. The Trusteeship Council, currently inactive, it was originally established to oversee trust territories. In addition, the UN system includes numerous specialized agencies e.g. WHO, FAO, UNESCO, IMF, World Bank, programs e.g. UNDP, UNICEF, and regional commissions that expand the UN's reach and operational capacity. 2. The UN's role in global peace and security. 2.1 Conflict prevention and mediation. One of the UN's most vital responsibilities is the prevention and resolution of conflicts. Through diplomatic efforts, mediation, and peace-building initiatives, the UN plays a key role in de-escalating tensions and facilitating dialogue between conflicting parties. The Department of Political and Peace-Building Affairs, DPPA, is instrumental in these activities. 2.1 Peacekeeping operations. UN peacekeeping missions have become a hallmark of the organization's presence in conflict zones. These missions are deployed to help maintain ceasefires, protect civilians, support political processes, and strengthen rule of law institutions. Examples include missions in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, MONUSCO, Mali MINUSMA, and South Sudan UNMISS. However, peacekeeping operations often face challenges related to funding, mandates, troop contributions, and complex political environments. 2.2 Disarmament and arms control. The UN actively promotes disarmament and arms control through treaties and conventions, such as the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons (NPT), the Chemical Weapons Convention (CWC), and the Arms Trade Treaty (ATT). The UN Office for Disarmament Affairs, UNODE, facilitates negotiations and supports states in implementing these agreements. 3. Promotion of human rights and international law. 3.1. Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Normative Frameworks. The adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights UDHR in 1948 laid the foundation for modern human rights law. The UN has since developed a comprehensive body of human rights treaties and mechanisms, including the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, ICCPR, and the Convention on the Rights of the Child, CRC. 3.2. Human Rights Council and Monitoring Mechanisms. The Human Rights Council, HRC, monitors human rights situations worldwide and conducts the Universal Periodic Review, UPR, of member states. It also appoints special rapporteurs to investigate and report on human rights issues. 3.3. International Justice and Accountability. The International Criminal Court, ICC, though independent of the UN, works closely with it to prosecute individuals for crimes against humanity, war crimes and genocide. UN tribunals, such as the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia ICTY, have also contributed to global justice. 4. Economic and Social Development. 4.1. UN Development Programs. The UN Development Program, UNDP, supports countries in eradicating poverty, reducing inequalities, and building resilience. Through its work, it helps governments implement sustainable development strategies aligned with the 2030 Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). 4.2. Health and Education. The World Health Organization, WHO, leads global efforts in public health, including pandemic response, vaccine distribution, and health systems strengthening. UNESCO focuses on promoting education, cultural heritage, and scientific collaboration. 4.3. Financial Stability and Poverty Reduction. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, and World Bank are key institutions in promoting economic stability, offering financial assistance, and supporting development projects. While not formally part of the UN system, their collaboration with UN agencies enhances global efforts to reduce poverty and address economic crises. 5. Humanitarian Assistance and Emergency Relief. 5.1. Coordination of Humanitarian Response. The UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, plays a central role in coordinating international responses to natural disasters, armed conflicts, and complex emergencies. It works with NGOs, donor, governments, and UN agencies to provide aid and mobilize resources. 5.2. Refugee Protection and Migration. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, provides protection and assistance to refugees, asylum seekers, and stateless persons. The International Organization for Migration, IOM, now part of the UN system, addresses migration management, displacement, and reintegration. 6. Environmental Protection and Climate Action. 6.1. Climate Change and the Paris Agreement. The UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, facilitates international climate negotiations. The 2015 Paris Agreement, adopted under its auspices, represents a landmark commitment to limit global warming and adapt to climate impacts. 6.2. Biodiversity, Oceans, and Sustainability. UNEP and other agencies work to protect biodiversity, prevent pollution, and promote sustainable resource use. The 2030 Agenda integrates environmental goals across multiple sectors, reinforcing the interconnectedness of ecological sustainability and human development. 7. Other international organizations, regional and functional roles. 7.1. Regional organizations. Other international organizations complement the UN by addressing regional and sector-specific issues. European Union (EU), a political and economic union promoting integration, peace, and development in Europe. African Union (AU) focuses on continental peace, security, and socio-economic development. Association of Southeast Asian Nations. ASEAN promotes regional stability and economic growth in Asia-Pacific. These organizations often work in partnership with the UN, particularly in peacekeeping, election monitoring, and development initiatives. 7.2 Functional organizations. A wide range of specialized agencies and multilateral institutions perform critical global functions. World Trade Organization (WTO) oversees international trade rules and dispute resolution. International Labour Organization (ILO) promotes workers' rights and labor standards. International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) monitors nuclear safety and compliance with non-proliferation commitments. Non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and civil society actors also contribute to humanitarian efforts, advocacy, and service delivery, often partnering with international organizations. 8. Challenges and criticisms. 8.1 Political deadlock and reform needs. The UN Security Council often faces criticism for its structure and the veto power of the P5, which can paralyze action in cases of international crisis, such as the Syrian civil war or Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Reform of the Security Council and greater representation of emerging powers remain pressing issues. 8.2 Effectiveness and bureaucracy. Many international organizations face bureaucratic inefficiencies, overlapping mandates, and accountability issues. Ensuring transparency, improving efficiency, and aligning with local contexts are ongoing challenges. 8.3 Funding and resource constraints. The effectiveness of international organizations is often limited by inconsistent funding and donor-driven priorities. Sustainable financing and equitable burden sharing are essential for long-term impact.